In your IFR practice, you're learning how to create your own music with the most important and fundamental sounds of our musical system. So not only are you learning how to improvise and express the sound you imagine, but you're also getting a very complete education in modern harmony, because this is the way we designed the IFR program. But when you listen to more advanced improvisers, you might hear them playing notes that sound strange to you. They might sound dissonant or exotic to your ear. Some people call this outside playing, because the musician is purposely using sounds that are from outside the key. And lots of people don't know where these notes come from. You just know that the musician is doing something different, that something else is going on. What I'm going to show you today is how even your very beginning IFR practice is already training you to create these sounds yourself. And more specifically, how the 7 words exercise is training you to be able to use these outside notes in a musical way. So let me show you what I mean. In the 6 harmonic environment, you're studying these melancholy, dark, beautiful minor sounds, and you're also learning how to create these flows of tension and release in your melodies by using the core notes and the other notes. Because you know that the core notes are going to sound more stable, more consonant, more relaxed, and the other notes are going to sound more suspended, more tense, and they are going to want to resolve into the core notes. But now I want to specifically focus in this relationship between notes 4 and 3 in the 6 harmonic environment. And note 3 is a core note, is actually the 5th of the chord, and note 4 is just a half step above it. And they are so close together. They're like two magnets, creating this tension between them. And 4 wants to resolve so badly into 3. And we can create so many beautiful melodies around this tension. So now I'm going to play an example, and I want you to be listening very carefully to the feeling that these two notes create, because later on we are going to take this feeling, this sound, and paste it somewhere else. To do is take this beautiful sound I discovered in the 6 harmonic environment and bring it with me somewhere else. And a nice place to do that is going to be very surprising and unexpected, is in the 1 chord, in the 1st harmonic environment. And it's going to be surprising because the 1st harmonic environment is very sunny, very bright, very cheerful. We're bringing this dark and melancholy sound. So the way to find this note and to find where it lives in the 1st harmonic environment is lining up these two drawings and seeing exactly where this note is in the 1st harmonic environment. So you see how note 4 was just a half step above note 3 in the 6th harmonic environment, and note 3 is the 5th of the chord. So the 5th of the 1 chord in the 1st harmonic environment is note 5. And the half step above this note is note flat 6. So notes flat 6 and 5 are just 1 half step away, and they are very close together, and they are going to create this tension between them like two magnets. The same thing that we found between notes 4 and 3 in the 6 harmonic environment. So now let's see how that sounds. I'm going to give you an example. I bet that when I show you this drawing before, you already noticed that there's 2 more notes that don't line up. So let's look at them, but let's do it one by one. One of these sounds is note 5 in the 6th harmonic environment, which is actually the 7th of the 6th chord, and it's 1 whole step below the root, which is 6, and 1 whole step above note 4, which we were investigating before. So let's see how this sounds over the 6th harmonic environment. Let's see which beautiful melodies we can play around this note before we take it to the 1st harmonic environment. note in the first harmonic environment? Well, we saw that note 5 in the sixth harmonic environment was one whole step below the root. So in the first harmonic environment, this note is going to be in the exact same place, one whole step below the root. And in this case, the root is note 1, so the note we want to investigate now, when we want to discover how it sounds, is note flat 7. So I'm going to play an example, and in this case, I'm going to use 2-5-1 chord progression from the IFR Jam Tracks Level 3. And even though now we're going to have a little bit more of a harmonic movement, the tonal center is going to be the same. It's going to be note 1. So let's investigate how flat 7 sounds over this tonal center of 1. The last note we're going to investigate today that doesn't appear naturally in the first harmonic environment is one of my favorite sounds. It's note 1 that we find in the sixth harmonic environment. And this note, note 1, is actually the minor third of the sixth chord. And it gives this harmonic environment its characteristic minor, sad, melancholy sound that you're very familiar with already. Now I'm going to play another example in the sixth harmonic environment using this note. Now we're going to bring this beautiful sound that I love to the first harmonic environment. And we're going to find this note one whole step and a half above the root, which is going to be note flat 3. And you're going to see that in my melodies, I love ending my sentences in this note 2, which is not very resolved because it's not a chord note. It sounds a little suspended and mysterious, and this is why I like it so much. And note flat 3 allows me to approach this ending note from above, just a half step above, and it contributes to this feeling and this mood of suspense and mystery. There's two important lessons we learned today, and the first one is that when we learn how to create our own music with these very simple sets of sounds, like for example the 7 worlds, and we allow ourselves to be creative, to explore, to discover very slowly these sounds and make beautiful melodies with them, this state of mind, this way of playing, and actually the notes, the sounds, they stay with us, they become part of who we are, and the notes become part of our musical vocabulary. And this comes with us all the time. And the second one is that even very exotic sounds that are outside notes have a place in the tonal map. And so when we learn a new sound that we heard in other people's music or that we discovered in our musical explorations, we can come back to the tonal map and find this sound and find where it is exactly, where it lives. And having this clarity, seeing this tonal map very clearly and seeing where our favorite sounds are located is what allows us to actually access them and have them available to us all the time when we're playing. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that what I presented today, this way of seeing music, helps you find your own voice and create your own musical vocabulary. And you know that if you have any comment, doubt, or question, we are going to be very happy to interact with you. So you can leave a comment or send us an email.